Hello! Oliver here is here to help today. He doesn't like the bright light. Who would? So someone has been quite fussy lately. He's teething. He's been a little gassy. We just started eating solids. So he's just got a lot going on. So what I found is there's not usually anything that's like the answer. Like, there's not one solution. It's a series of keeping him entertained for as long as I can. So I just thought I would share a couple things that I've picked up with him over my years babysitting, working daycare, watching my mom or other people care for their kids. So these are just little things that will keep the babies entertained for those of you who might not have any experience with kids and then your baby's driving you crazy right now, or people who, like me, have been at their wit's end with a crying baby and you're like, what do I do? So first thing, and this will go for a long time usually, is if you have a rocking chair, obviously. We don't have one inside yet. We're going to get one eventually. But I do have two out front on my porch, and he loves outside. We have like a roof over our porch, so we can go out in any weather. It's great. Going outside in general will entertain him for a couple minutes usually. So even if I am not in the mood to sit down and rock, I can just carry him outside for a few minutes. Another thing that is really good to do is, and this will especially help if he is gassy, we'll do boop, boop, and that'll usually get a good laugh out of him even if he's crying. And then while you're at it, if you know that your baby's gassy or if you suspect it, you can do some bicycle kicks, or we'll start to do all kinds of different leg motions, and you're really just moving things around. And if you have any experience with exercise, aerobics, yoga yourself, you'll know that moving your body in certain ways sorts of gets the gas out. Think about that with your baby, and think, you know, surely if you've been to yoga class and felt the gas come out, think about what were you doing, and how can I help my baby to do that, even though he can't personally get on his hands and feet. Alright, so, get out of the sun. Sorry, Oliver. So that'll usually last us a few seconds. Then we've got the sitting on the lap and bouncing. I alternate between doing both legs at the same time and then doing one after the other. He likes both of those things. Another thing that we do is what we just got off the phone with my mom. We'll video call somebody. So I know it's like a highly contested subject about screen time. I don't care. Personally, I don't frequently leave him in front of the TV to watch anything that'll keep him entertained. But sometimes you just need the peace of mind, and so I have also sat him in front of like a little kids show for a couple of minutes while I do something like find the next activity we're gonna do, get myself something to eat, go to the bathroom, whatever it is. Make sure that your kid's on the floor and not on the couch or the bed. Even if you don't think that they're gonna roll, they might surprise you. But yeah, so we'll video call somebody, play around with all the fun filters on it. He seems to understand the difference between a video call and watching a video or a TV show. I don't know if that's true. It's just the impression that I get based off his interactions. You know, my mom's, "Hi, Oliver," and he smiles when, you know, he hears her voice. He seems to recognize that it's her. And he also seems amused when I show him a video of himself. So those are some things that can take a few minutes up. Then I also like to talk him through things that I think would be educational. You might think that, you know, he's too young to really memorize things. Obviously, he can't form long-term concrete memories. But we're just setting a foundation, both for him and for ourselves, as to how we're going to learn all his life. And so I'll sing him the ABCs, and I like to make him a little interactive with it. So I'll try to use his hands to make the letters. Obviously, it's a little hard, but, you know, while you're singing it, but I'll try, like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, whatever. And it doesn't make perfect letters, but that will usually entertain him a little bit. And again, you're setting the foundation for him, and you're also making a habit for yourself to teach him something while you're entertaining him, and not just to shut him up. When my mom was here, one thing that she would do that he really seemed to like was counting by tens, and we do this little hand thing with it. Sorry, Oliver, we're going to move out of the sun a little bit. That sun is too bright. It's just that time of day, isn't it? So we would go like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100! And usually the 100 makes him smile a lot. Right now I think he's just not amused by the sunlight. But I can't really escape it. Oh, there we go. Okay. 100! Not today. But he does typically like that. And then earlier, another thing I was doing was I told him he was going to do some sit-ups. So I would put my hands underneath of him like this and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He likes that, okay? And we did that all the way up to 100, just taking breaks. When he started to get fussy, we do 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on. Okay, another thing that you can do is make them stand. So you want to make sure you're supporting the back of the neck and the front. Even though Oliver has decent neck control, we're just gonna, he's not used to standing, so we're still gonna support him. He likes standing. Yeah. And while we're at it, he loves jumping. So we'll do a little jumping. And then when your arms get tired, boop! So those are just some things we can I lost the word I was trying to say. Those are some things we can do to amuse him for a little while. And then we're going to bounce him a little bit, walk around a little bit, and just cycle through it all again. Obviously, you can also interchange the things that you leave them to do. So, like right now, I might sit Oliver on the boppy with the octopus, but if he starts crying in 5 minutes, I might put him in his swing with his jellyfish toy. Whatever. You know, just the change is what kind of distracts them or keeps them amused. And then another really big one for me is to sing to him. That will usually get him to stop crying at least for a minute. And I think something important to remember when you do decide to sing to your kid is to do it kind of loudly, because you're trying to get their attention. So you're trying to distract them. So you need to sing louder than they're crying, and almost, I would say, loud enough to startle them. You don't want to scare them, but loud enough for them to be like, oh, what is that sound? And not just like, da, 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 da. You know, like, I wouldn't, you know. Oliver has a favorite song here. I don't want to put him next to my face. And that is Phantom Limb by the Shins. That's what the song he was born to, and it's Mom's favorite song, so very cool. So sometimes when he's just really upset, I'll just, falls in winter coats, white girls of the north, I'll blast 1, 5, and 1. And he likes that. And then I'll also put on his favorite record. And I don't know if everyone paid attention to this, but when you were pregnant, you probably listened to like 1 or 2 albums more than others. Play that for your baby. I don't know if that's like a common thing, but for me, you know, I definitely paid attention to what I was listening to, and so when Oliver's upset, I'll put on his favorite album, and every single time, he immediately stops crying. It might not even last the whole first song. It might only last 1 to 2 minutes that he stopped crying. But again, that's bought me enough time to not lose my mind, and to maybe go grab something, get something done, whatever. So those are just a couple of things, but there are just all kinds of things you can do. Oh, another one I like to do, and when I was mentioning being educational, is I'll just tell him all of his body parts. Yes, you've got your hands, your fingers. We'll do like wrists, elbows, arm, you know, and then we'll go through his whole body and just show him. Yeah. Yeah. So that's some things you can do, and then we also like head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and I'll get him involved in that, like this: head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. My baby's also just kind of got like a grumpy grandpa face all the time, so his smile's, he might not smile a lot, but anyway, so those are a couple of ideas. I hope that some of those might help some people who've maybe not spent as much time around kids. And I will definitely come back and give a little bit more specific information, because there are definitely other things. As you can see right now, he needs a nap. So we'll talk about that later. And, you know, he's also teething, like I mentioned, so there are different things that I do now that he's teething, different things I give him or help him with that I wouldn't do if he weren't teething. So I'll go through those in another video, but these were just some basic ideas for crying baby, bored baby,